Hiya. My name is Trey Jacobs. I'm about to fly to Istanbul to undergo a hair transplant procedure. I've chosen to use Welfare Abroad. I've checked around and there was nothing negative I could find on any reviews on any websites. And to be honest, I got a great deal through a Facebook offer. I have a lot of anxiety about flying to a foreign country for a medical procedure, but it's a bit late now. Also in my mind, it could be just a scam and they're going to want to just help themselves to the big pile of cash that they insisted on paying with. But right now, with the money in hand, passport at the go, and visa for Turkey. If you're Australian, you're going to pay $60 for that. It's considerably cheaper if you're traveling on a British passport. This is the last day I'll ever look like this. Tomorrow morning, I'm in surgery, and that will be forever altered. Hope it all goes well. Okay, well, here I am the morning of my surgery. Arriving in Istanbul was a bit of a culture shock. It's somewhat more manic than Edinburgh. Oh, it's still full of butterflies, and they've changed the location of my actual surgery from the clinic they said I'd be using to a different one, because they said the Ministry of Health is actually doing an inspection of their clinic today, so they've booked an alternative surgical suite. I'm about to meet my driver, who's going to take me across and get the show underway. Fingers crossed. Okay, well, here we are right in front of the clinic, and I cannot tell you what a difference it makes to have met my host Tuna. Say hi.
Hi.
Friendly face, explained a whole heap to me, and in we go. Okay, well, I've just woken up the day after my hair transplant surgery. The procedure took much longer than I expected. I think it began about 10:30 a.m. and we were all done by 8 p.m. This may have something to do with the fact that there were two of us being treated on the same day. I'm not sure. I think they said I had 2,400 grafts or follicles, and by all accounts, as far as I can tell right now, it went perfectly well. The only thing that hurt was the anesthetic injections, and even that wasn't too bad. Very much what you expect when you get injected with anesthetic. As you can see, the top of my head is a bit red and sore looking, which I'm having a hard time just dealing with, but I knew I would look like that. What I didn't realize was the back of my head, which you can see there, is basically got a pillow stuck to it, which made sleeping on it comfortable, as best I could say, last night. I've only got a few hours before I have my checkup this afternoon, so despite the rain, I'm heading into Istanbul to have a look at the Grand Bazaar or whatever I can. Feeling very self-conscious about how I look, but yeah, what did I expect? By all accounts, the trichologists or nurses or whoever did the majority of the work were very friendly, did a great job, and from a treatment point of view, I have no hesitation in recommending the team that worked with me, and that's it for now. This is my last meeting with my host Tuna. He's been an absolutely fantastic host. I recommend everyone go and say hi to him.
Hi, Trey was one of best patients, and I try to be as good as I can be. So if you come here, I will be your host too, and I will be good for you too. Thank you.
You'll like it.
Okay, here I am back in my flat in Edinburgh. Um, Last night was the first night I got to actually wash my scalp. It was like day 3. I've only been back, I got back to Edinburgh last night, and straight off the plane, I went and saw my GP because I was fearing that I had an infection in the back of my scalp. But he checked it out and pointed out to me that it's not uncommon to actually feel a bit sore and tender after you've had major surgery on the back of your head. There was no infection, but I felt much, much better having had a GP here just check things out. He said everything looked fine. In fact, the antibiotics they gave me, amoxicillin, was exactly the kind of broad sweeping antibiotic that he would have prescribed. In fact, there's a dosage there for a day longer than is standard in the UK. So I'm back. Everything is healing well. I got to wash my hair. This is what it looks like. I think this is day 4. This is the morning of day 4 post surgery. And again, I was an absolute bundle of nerves going over there. The transfer from the airport to the hotel was a bit confused. But the morning of the surgery, as you saw in the other tape, I met Tuna, the host, international host, who did translating for me. He was there all morning while I met the doctor and the team and explained stuff. And seriously, from that point onwards, I had complete faith in everything. All my fears were just put aside, and I felt I understood what was going on. And yeah, I met him the following day for the post follow-up checkup. And that's when I flew back the day after that. Yeah. The facilities that I used in Istanbul were first rate, very clean, modern. I can understand why, if you're considering having a hair transplant, it's a major operation in regards to your self-image, but not major as in like heart-lung surgery. But for the money and the end result, I have to say I'm astounded. I'm absolutely astounded. It was a great trip. I'm really glad I made the effort to go out and explore a little bit of Istanbul while I was there. 2 people came up to me on the street and asked who I had used and would I recommend them. No one really cared that I was walking around looking a bit odd. I'm pretty sure they see it every day. And they say in about 10 to 12 days, I'll be looking pretty much normal again. That's yet to be seen. Yeah, so at this point, I got to say, I used the team Welfare Abroad. I found them on Facebook. I Googled the surgeon. I Googled Welfare Abroad. I looked into other clinics to see price comparisons and what you do and don't get for the money. I ended up choosing Welfare Abroad based solely because I got £250 off of the price because it was on sale. That pretty much covered the airfare. So I ended up paying airfare, flights, accommodation, airport transfers, 1,000, let's say 1,600. Something to note, during the surgery, there's 3 parts to it and they take a break between each part, and they included giving me lunch because, like I said, it was a very long day. Would I do it again? I don't know yet. The results of this surgery won't really present themselves for 5 months. That's probably when it's going to look like the end article. 12 months from now, hopefully I'll look just as normal as anyone else with a natural full set of hair. But at this point, I've got to say, for the experience I had, I would recommend Welfare Abroad, and I'm about to spend the day in bed writing up about my experience and posting a blog along with all the photos I took. And I hope that seeing this message and reading my blog will help allay anyone's fears they might have if they're choosing to fly to Istanbul to have the surgery. Oh, by the way, I saw a number of other people that had used different clinics for the same procedure walking around. So you're not alone. It's a very common procedure over there. Okay, I'm 39. I'm an Australian living in Edinburgh, Scotland. I flew to Istanbul, Turkey to have a hair transplant procedure using Welfare Abroad, and I would recommend that team if you're considering doing the same thing. Cheers.